Good morning, friends. Today it is our 30th class on accounting, and I am to continue the yesterday's class first because there was some technical problem and I could not solve technical problem in our gadgets, so resulting in non-completion of the whole topic. Okay, a bit has been left, and I am taking up the topic in full, and I will go through a bit with speed, and after that I will complete this one. And after a few minutes back again, I will come to the next class, class number 31. Okay, with the same topic. Now, friends, the topic is income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account is nothing but the final account of a trading concern, non-trading concern. I have already told you there are two types of organization. I would be in speed, okay? Because I have taken up all the issues minutely yesterday, okay, in my 29th class. Now there are two types of organization. One is profit earning organization, other one is non-profit earning organization. Profit earning organization are those which are concerned with earning profit, that is merchandising concern, trading organization, industrial organization. And non-profit earning concerns are those who are not interested in earning profit, although they can earn surplus, but they have to meet the different expenses, and their basic motto is to extend some service to the society. Clear? Now, but whatever be the status of the organization, whatever is the nature of the organization, each and every organization has to meet different transactions, okay? Because the transaction results in inflow and outflow of cash and bank and the other resources. So accounting process is maintained in full. So it starts with happening operation of the transaction, then generalizing, then posting, costing, and balancing in ledger, and then summarization. Summarization is the trial balance, and another important account is prepared, and that is regarded as cash book, important document. And at the end of the year, each and every organization would try to know what is the results of the transactions taken place during the period concerned. And the organization, profit-making organization, would try to learn what is the amount of profit they have generated, and that is what is the return of the investment, and what is the statement of assets and liabilities, that is balance sheet. And so also the non-trading organization, they would try to prepare a final account, and that final account is named as income and expenditure account. It is prepared with the same pro forma, with the same objective as that has been done in case of profit and loss account. And they will also prepare a balance sheet for which is the statement of their assets and liabilities. So this is the more or less the basic premise of this one, the topic. So I have taken up the topic. One thing I have told you, especially that cash book, in case of trading organization, cash book is normally prepared as per rules, and the cash balance is taken. But in case of non-trading organization, a summary statement of cash, summarized statement of cash book is prepared, and that is known as receipts and payments account. And this is the receipts and payments account. Payments in the credit side we make the payments, and we record the payments, and receipts in the debit side. Just you think it, you have received the subscription. What is the journal entry? Cash account, cash is coming in, cash account debit to subscription. So subscription is credited. You have paid expenses, general expenses account debit to cash. So it is credited. The salary account debit to cash, payment. Taxes charges to cash. Books have been purchased. Books account debit to cash. Printing and stationery expenses to cash. And post equipment, assets are coming, assets account debit, post equipment account debit to cash. Then newspaper, magazines, you have purchased newspaper, magazines account debit to cash. Sports expenses, you have made the expenses, post expenses account debit to cash. So these are the payments. And you have to just pass the journal entries and then go on understanding the topic. Okay. So always, my friend, my suggestion is that you want to prepare the basic. Your base must be very solid. It should be as solid as the rock. most of the students, what I have been getting, with the teachers, do not allow the students to go into the depth of the journal entries. They only memorize something, they only memorize the proforma and memorize some items, and that is not a good practice of learning. In learning the topic, you should go through properly with the journal entries. In all cases, you try to understand what is the basic behind, okay? And it will help you developing, making your conception very strong, and it will, in the long run, it will help you solving any problem on the topic concern, on any topic on accounting concern. So you have received the subscription, it has the receipt side. What is the general cash account debit subscription? You have received the donation account debit, cash account debit donation. Interest fees you have received, cash account debit entrance fees. Interest on investment, you have received the cash account debit to interest on investment. The sale of old furniture, you have received the cash account debit, and for what purpose? For the sale of furniture. Okay, and the sale of old newspaper, cash account debit to newspapers. Clear? So this is the summary cash book. All the transactions effected during the year and have been reported in the cash book. There is a summary cash book is prepared, and with that we prepare the receipts and payments account. Clear? So the non-trading concern at the final stage, they prepare two accounts. One is receipts and payment account, which is the summary cash book, and the other one is income expenditure account. It is nothing but the profit and loss account of the profit and concern, showing, giving you the surplus of the depreciation. Surplus when this is the statement, income and expenditure statement. Income always debit, credit. I have already told you. So all incomes are credit, all expenses are debit. Okay, and the difference between the expense and income is the profit in case of profit and organization, and in case of non-profit organization, it is the surplus. Okay, excess of income over expenditure is surplus, but in the excess of expenditure over income is nothing but the deficiency. Clear? Now, how the things have been treated? What I have told you. In case of receipts and payments account, all the receipts will come. Okay, what is the difference between receipts and income? Receipts and income. Receipts are any inflow, that is the receipt. This inflow may be two types. One is capital and the other one is revenue. The revenue item should come in the revenue account. What is the revenue account? The master revenue. Master revenue account is one which is recurring in the nature. Okay, regarding this, you are paying electricity. You are paying electricity for the every year. But whenever you are installing the electrical equipments, then it is a capital expenditure. So it is a capital expenditure. It will not come in the profit and loss account. Okay, but it will come in the receipts and payments account. Okay, or the cash book. So friends, payments and receipts, general concepts. Receipts all inflow. This inflow may be capital in nature, may be revenue in nature. The capital in nature should not be treated for preparation of the trading profit and loss account or trading account, or income and expenditure in case of non-trading concern. But the items which are the items which are capital in nature should go to the balance sheet. Clear? Because it is the payments. You have purchased books according to cash. Okay, it is a payment, but it is capital payment because the books are expected to be used for more than one accounting period. So it has got it is an asset and it will go to the balance sheet. Clear? And then again, sports equipment. You have purchased sports equipment. Sports equipment is not used for a particular year. It is used for a good number of years. So it has a recurring effect. Though it is capital in nature, it will be treated while preparing our balance sheet. Clear? But others, now see here, the expenses, general expenses. These are revenue in nature, and it will come in the master revenue account. But out of that, there may be you have paid general expenses which is 1,600. Some general expenses I wanted to do 400 is remaining due. So that part is an expenditure for this year. So here, just consider it. It is the payments is how much? 1,600. But what is the expense? The expense is 2,000. Clear? So because it relates to that period. So difference between payments and income, it may be capital, it may be revenue. Revenue will come over here, capital will go for preparation of balance sheet. But again, the payments may be the payments which are concerned for a particular year. that should come. Okay, so income has got its payments or expenditure, or income has its time dimension. Time means it must be related to, or it must relates to the year concern. Okay, for a particular year concern. That is the thing I am going to spell out in the coming times while I am considering this one. Therefore, payments, general expenses, it has come over here, general expenses. Now see, salaries. How much it is? 4,500. That is the payment paid. But here something is written. Salaries outstanding is 200. So rupees 200 salary is for this period, but that has not been paid. Clear? So what is the total salary? The total salary is 4,500 has been paid, and 2,000 is yet to be due. Is due, that is to be paid. Okay, so 4,700 is the total expense. The expense with regards to salary is 4,700, although the payment is rupees 4,500. Herein lies the difference, because the time dimension is not considered over here, and here is the difference between the payment and income, any expense. So payment and receipt and expenditure, the basic thing is that there will be some time dimension. Okay, income relate expense or income relates to a particular period. Okay, the receipt, any payment which is made for the previous year, that should be deducted. Any payment that has been made for the coming year, that should be deducted. Any payment that is outstanding should be added. Or any payment that has been made the previous year for this year, that should be added. And as you go on practicing more and more solving more and more problem, you will be getting all these issues duly clear. Now think, electricity charges, how much? 1,200, no problem. Then newspaper and magazine. Newspaper and magazine, how much? Acha, book, capital expenditure should not come over here. Penny and stationery, 700. Clear? 700 over here. Sports equipment, asset, it will go to the balance sheet. Newspaper and magazine, 3,200. I have written over here. So, newspaper and magazine. Clear? 3,200. That has been stated over there. Clear? Now, here, sports expenses, how much? 600. Clear? 600. Now, so this part has been gone. Balance will go to the balance sheet. And here, the opening balance will go into the opening balance sheet. Now, subscription, 17,500. 17,500 is the subscription that I have written. Now, there is some information given with regards to subscription. Subscription includes 500 relating to 2019. So, therefore, this is the year concerned is 2020. So, subscription received out of that 500 relates to the previous year. So, it is not concerned, it is not related to this year, so it should be deducted. Okay, next, our subscription and outstanding 700 for 2020 are still outstanding. So outstanding subscription, so we have received 17,000 for this year, outstanding 700. So it is 17,700. Then another thing is their subscription realized in advance this year amount to. So you have received the subscription with 1,000, which is not related to this year. It is concerned with the year 2021. So that has been deducted. So this is the need. This is a need subscription which relates to this year, and that is your income this year. Clear? Now I think what I have already told you. Relating to years, forward period should be deducted. Relating to this year, not paid, not received, relating to the coming year should be deducted. Clear? Now see, next one. Donation for building. Donation for building is a capital receipt. You are constructing a building, and that building should be, that building is expected to use for years to come. So it is capital donation is receipt for building, cannot be given many times, so it is capital in nature. It is receipt once for all. And then entrance fee. Entrance fee, in case of an organization, I have already told you entrance fee. When someone, say, historics is getting admission, getting the membership of any or MC club, then in that case he will pay the entrance fee only once. So it should be treated as capital. But since each and every year a good number of persons are getting their membership of in the organization, so it is received regularly. On that concept, a part of the entrance fee is treated as permanent, fixed, and which is treated as capital, and some part is considered as revenue. Here in our problem, 60% of the entrance fees are to be capitalized. So the subscription entrance fee is 2,500. Out of that 60%, that is 1,500 should be treated as capital, and the remaining 40% should be treated as revenue. Revenue item has been given over here. Okay, next, interest on investment 200. But the, one thing is there, interest on investment accrued rupees 400. So if you have received the interest on investment 200, but interest you are expected, there is another amount of interest which is not yet received, that is 400. The total interest is interest on investment and outstanding or accrued. Now then, sale of old furniture. Sale of old furniture, it is a capital expenditure, capital earnings, so it should not come. Now think one thing. The book value of furniture is 1,400. So you have sold off the furniture of rupees 1,400 at a cost of rupees 1,250. So you have incurred a loss. What is the amount of loss? That is 1,400 minus 1,250. That is 150, and that is the loss or sale of furniture. Okay, sale of furniture. So capital receipts should not come, but any loss, that loss should be shown in the revenue account. Okay, but my suggestion is that for more concrete treatment, it should be deducted from the capital fund. But you are not supposed to know all these things because these are some elite aspects of the topic. Okay. Then comes what? Sale of old newspaper. So sale of old newspaper is already early. Now something over here. Depreciation on books and porch equipment. How much books is there? 6,500. What is the amount of depreciation? 10%. So the depreciation is 650. Then in case of sports material, sports equipment, it is 8,000, 10% depreciation, 10% depreciation, and it is 800. Clear? But one thing is that, just you listen. Listen, yesterday I told you. Depreciation, the books and sports equipment have been purchased during the year. Clear? So depreciation, if nothing is stated, it is written depreciation. In our problem, it was given 10%. Okay. So we have to charge a flat 10% depreciation. We have to reduce flat 10% depreciation on the item. But if so when no per annum is written, per annum, per annum. When no per annum is written, we should not consider the time aspect. Okay. But when it is written per annum, that means it is 10% for the whole year, for the 12 months. But the book has been purchased during the year. At what time it has been purchased, you do not know. Sports equipment has been purchased during the year. At what time it has been purchased, you do not know. Clear? So if this is given and per annum is given, then you have to charge with some rationality. Then what will I do? Say the books are how much? Books of 6,000. Sports equipment how much? 8,000. 10% of it, 800. But in our case, we will start. We have done it. We have taken it as for 800, as because no per annum is written. But if per annum is written, in that case, what we do? We should consider the time. Okay. If it is purchased on the opening day, so how many months? We have to purchase 12 months depreciation. It is the rate, okay, it is for the period, okay, and it is for the whole year, that is 12 months. In that case, the depreciation should be 8. But someone says that how would you take up that it was purchased in the opening day? ठीक है, पकड़ लो. Someone is saying no sir, it was purchased in the last day. Okay, in the last day, what should be the depreciation? So it is 12 and 0. Here, 0 time period. So what is the value? It is 0. It is 0. Now, someone say for the initial it was purchased at the opening at the inaugural time of the period. Someone says the close. So I am taking up both. Now, what is the average? So we, if consider, think it, if no per annum is written, then we should charge the depreciation straight on the balance. But if per annum is written, in that case the basic practice sheet is charging depreciation for the half year or for the average period. Look, people say half year, but I am telling you it is an average period. Okay. Now, by doing that, so in our problem it is not stated. So that is why I am our solution takes this figure. Clear? Now the total, this is the total of 18,450, and here all the expenditure amounts to rupees 13,600, and the difference is surplus. Clear? And that is the excess of income over expenditure. It may be loosely called profit, but since the non-trading concern are not expected to earn any profit, so we do not write profit. It is the surplus, excess of income over expenditure. Had the expenditure side been excess with the income into the income side, then we would write that amount over here. The difference would have been written over here, and at that time it would be depreciation, excess of expenditure over income. There. So friends, this is the thing I have already discussed yesterday, and today I have concluded it. Okay. So thank you very much.